talking with Steve Carell. And you know, I was reminded by one of my friends that works on the show that when we first started the daytime show, we're like, oh, we don't want to be celebrity oriented, but we should have a wish list. You know, who would you love to have on the show and just chat with? You were literally, was he number one or in the top three? Well,
number one, right? Right? Yeah, that was it? Yeah.
But it is great to have you at the kitchen table.
Wouldn't that be funny if I was insulted that I was top three? Like, what, Tom Hanks and Brad Pitt? Damn.
No, I think you were actually number one because I'm a huge fan of The Office. Did you ever have a boss quite like the boss you play? What was your least favorite boss?
You know what? I had some pretty good bosses. I had some least favorite teachers over the years, which is more of, I think, what that is a model of, as opposed to a boss. You know, people who thought they were funny but weren't, people who thought they were cool but weren't. That's the saddest thing to me as a teacher who's trying to be as cool as the kids and clearly is not.
Yeah, trying to be hip with the kids.
Like saying cool and having your 6-year-old daughter say that you're not.
Yeah, doesn't sound good coming out of a 41-year-old.
No, not good. So yeah, it was mostly based on that. But I've had pretty good bosses over the years. That's
another just fabulous cast. I mean, you had a great cast in Dan in Real Life, and it seems like such a fun group of people on The Office too, like really creative.
It's a good mix of people too, and people improvise very well, and we just laugh all day.
What about your kids at home? Are they really theatrical, or the one that's the big brain?
The thinker?
Yeah, the thinker.
No, but I mean, no, I don't think they're incredibly theatrically minded at this point. I mean, 3 and 6, the world is an oyster, so they can do whatever they want.
I have a friend who says that if you have a child in your house under 5, you don't have anything on any coffee table.
No.
You just don't have anything
everything's padded. Everything has a foam rubber padding on it. So your house looks great. It's like you're just taping foam rubber to every corner, and they always find that one thing you did, and it's like, oh, a corner. Yeah, just blood spurting out. But that's just what my son just finds every hard edge in the house, and that's just kind of what he does. And he never complains. Like, oh, cut, 3-inch cut, I'm all right.
And he's like,
no, he's fine.
Brush it off,
yeah,
it's
he
okay.
Does. He's a guy.
So that's good. He's not a crier.
No, he's not a crier. He's good. They're good kids. I will keep them for a while.
You know, I hate to keep going back to it, but I love the movie so much. Dan in Real Life, have to see it. But yeah, I'm very subtle.
You were giving this the hardest sell ever.
I loved this movie so much. And I loved the whole family storytelling that goes on in there and all of the neat traditions. So I wanted to know, what are some of your family traditions?
Well, you know what? Every year we grew up my dad would make this Easter cake, which it was a cheesecake that had a lot of grain in it, and he'd soak the grain and he'd make this cake. It's something that his mom had made, and we hated it. It was this lumpy, cheesy mass in a bake pan, and it had like this, I mean, it tastes like saffron, I think was the spice, and it was just like more saffron, please. But after a while, you know, after 20 years of eating it, now my dad sends it out to us. He'll freeze it and send it to us in California. And I love it. I cannot...
I was hoping you were going to get to someplace good, because I'm like, you're killing Dad right now.
Dad knows. Dad knows that he just pounded it into us. And after a while, we're like, okay, we accept the cake. And we miss it.
That's a nice lesson.
Yeah.
If you pound traditions into your children long enough, eventually they'll enjoy them.
If they're not delicious and nobody wants them, if you just keep doing them, people will eventually abide by them.
That's a great learning tool for all of your moms in the audience.
Yeah.
We have a huge moms group over here. They're wild ones.
Cram it down their throats.
Excellent. Well, I wanted to give a couple of these guys a chance to ask you a question.
Sure.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where's Tiffany? Where's Tiffany? We had to just pull names out of a hat. Where's Tiffany? Hi, Tiffany. Hi. Aren't you cute?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
My name's Tiffany. I'm from Montclair, New Jersey. I had a question for you. You seem like a fun, approachable guy. First of all, huge fan. Both of yours.
Oh.
Both of yours. Huge fan. Big fan. Approachable, cool guy. Do you have any funny...
That's true. That's
true. Any funny stories or awkward moments? You know, people coming up to you in public, on the street?
You know what? I went to an ice cream place with my wife, and I walked in, and this doesn't, I mean, I get recognized from time to time, but it's not like a huge thing. But this woman behind the counter clearly knew who I was, and it's the first time this ever happened to me. She froze. She looked at me like, and she started doing this little twitch thing, and I could feel my wife starting to laugh because she was going, and she didn't, and I looking up and I said, I think I'd like a scoop of the chocolate fudge brownie. And she sat there with no expression on her face, and after, it must have been a good 25, 30 seconds, she said, do you want some ice cream? So that was probably the most unusual. And then she came over later to the table and said, I am such an idiot. I am so sorry. But no, that's
good. So now you can get your ice cream.
Yeah, so I got it. But that doesn't happen. That does not, people are not starstruck by me any stretch of the imagination.
Well, we all were here today. It's Carell Day! Okay, so where's Christine? Christine, it's your chance now. Come on.
Christina.
Oh, sorry, Christina.
I get that all the time. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
And I get Stev. They just forget that last E.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. The poster for the movie is really cute. You have your face in the pancakes. What's the story behind that?
I like pancakes.
Me too.
And they glued them to my face. I had to wear that for a week. The story, when you see the movie, there is a scene in which Juliette Binoche is making pancakes for the entire family. And at this point of the movie, she's kind of jealous of something that I've done. So she does not make me the kindest pancakes in the world. So that's where that comes from. And Julie, she is such a consummate actress. She spent a good solid week learning how to prepare pancakes. And you would think, I know.
And you're like, look, we could just put prop pancakes in.
Yeah, well, that's what they ended up doing.
Go to Aunt Jemima. Oh,
Right.
God, after she studied for a week?
She studied for a week, and then they had just put stacks of prop pancakes that she was working with.
Oh.
But she learned it just so she could know what it would feel like to make a huge stack of pancakes. So
And what did you do to prepare for the movie?
I ate lots of pancakes.
Thank you. I've got one last one for you. In the movie, he's an advice columnist, and he has to learn how to pay more attention to some of his own advice. But I wanted to know, do you remember the best and worst advice you've gotten so far in life?
The best advice I ever got was when I was deciding between moving on to law school or doing something else. My parents, and I was having trouble filling out my law school application because the essay question asked, why do you want to be an attorney? And I honestly didn't know. I didn't know, other than that it sounded good. And my parents said, you should do what's going to make you happy. It's your life. You have to take on a job, a career, a vocation that you love. And that, to me, was the best advice and something that I want to pass on to my kids. Because that's
very unusual for a parent to talk their son out of being a doctor or a lawyer.
I thought so. And so I thought that was good and sort of selfless advice on their part. Because you know, going into being, and they asked me, what do you want to do? And I'd never been inclined to actually take on acting as a profession. But I'd always liked to do it. It was always like a fun extracurricular. And they said, well, do it. These
are cool people.
They were pretty cool. The worst advice came from my mom, however.
Uh-oh.
When I was in 3rd grade, I had a crush on a girl, and I wanted to give her a Valentine, so she had me go out and buy her a big box of chocolate and write a note from a secret admirer and like, I love you so much. And I thought she'd never really find out it was me, but then somebody saw me put it in her little cubby hole. And so I was sort of the laughingstock of 3rd grade for that day. And that was, yes, that's true. So
but
that
it's
was
not with him today or anything.
No.
He doesn't carry that baggage.
No, that hasn't affected me at all. But not terrible advice, but just I think it's best for parents to kind of stay clear of at least early love lives.
It sounds like it's the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
And the best thing for you guys to do is go and see Dan in real life. And it is a wonderful family experience. And, of course, watch The Office every week on NBC. And everybody can keep cheering because Snack of the Day is good for us. It's organic. It's called Bear Fruit. What's better than naked fruit, really? Isn't it attractive? These are apple chips, baked dried Fuji apple chips.
Very sexy.
It's very sexy. And these are Granny Smith apple chips, so we're going to enjoy our apple chips. And thank you, Omak, Washington, for sending them to us. Thank you, sweet Carell. Thank you so much.